It's time to edit the user register page. And let's go ahead and open up first our emulator. And if you like, you can also use the iOS simulator. I'm going to go ahead and run and let's start the application. All right, while it's running, open up the main Dart file and change the home to user register page. This is going to be temporary only so that we can test. I'm going to hit the save button and we should see that this should change to our user register page. Excellent. Go ahead and open up the user register page now, the Dart file, and let's modify our widget here, our class. So we want to create, first of all, some final fields. We want to initialize a login register class, and all these variables are going to be final, okay? So let's type in login register logic. We're going to make them all private. So it'll be underscore login register logic equal. Let's initialize it, close it up. Very good. Next, we're going to be 3 text editing controllers. One for the email. And let's go ahead and initialize that too. Close it up. And the next one is going to be another text editing controller for the password. Very good. And that's also text editing controller. We'll close that up. And then our fourth and final one is final text editing controller. And yep, you guessed, it's going to be password confirm. This will be our confirm password that we typed it in, and it is correct. When they're creating a new user, want to make sure that the password that they bring in is correct. Now, also, as good citizens here, we want to be able to dispose of these items. So let's override the dispose method. And when you override the dispose method, make sure that you always dispose your variables, your controllers, before the super dispose. Very important. So we will say login register logic, dispose. Then we will say email dispose. Perfect. Next, yep, password, dispose. And then password confirm, dispose. Excellent. And now let's go ahead and change on our build method, the placeholder. What we like to do is return a scaffold. So let's type in scaffold. And we want to override the body property. And we want to add a stack. So let's go ahead and do body. It'll be a stack. And the stack, we want to align it. We want to align it to the top. So we want to say alignment, top, center. Excellent. Our children. Now it's going to be like papers. You stack papers on top of each other. The first child is going to be a container because we like to put a linear gradient. So let's put a container. We can do a decoration. Of course, it's going to be a box decoration. Very good. And what is the gradient going to be? So it's going to be a gradient. We're going to use a linear gradient. And what are the colors going to be? So let's put our colors. We want to begin, and we'll say theme of. And let's begin with the primary color selected. And then the next one, we want a gradient to. I personally like the secondary header color, but I'm going to do with opacity. I want to do 0.2. All right, now the stops. So we want to do the stops that I want to start the first color at 0.0, and the next one, I like to start it at 0.4, about 40% of the way. And how do we would like to begin and end the colors? Top left to bottom right. So let's say begin, alignment. We're going to start it with top center. We're going to go from top to bottom. So end, yep, you guessed it. It's going to be alignment, bottom center. Excellent. So that will be our container. So it's our first piece of paper. Let's go ahead and save. Excellent. Now we have a nice, beautiful gradient. So now on the gradient here, what we like to do is put a safe area because we will like the items inside this form here to be in a safe area. We do not go over any of the little camera items and stuff like that on the iOS, the notch and so on. So the safe area, we would like to add a single child scroll view. Now, why do we want to do that for? When the user enters the information in and the keyboard comes up, we want this to automatically scroll up so that the text field is available to the user to see what they're typing in. Let's give it a padding also. And this is going to be a constant value, edge, insets. And we're going to do all. Let's do 16 pixels all around. Now, the child is going to be a size boxed. And I'll explain why we're going to do a size boxed. And the width. The width is going to be the responsive sizes. And we want the value to be the width value to be mobile. Okay? It'll be the value. So why? Why are we doing this? We're doing this because, let me scroll up here. What we're doing is when we have the editing controllers here, we want the value not to be more than a certain value of 600 pixels. And even for the web or tablets. Otherwise, your entry controllers fields are going to be too wide. They're going to look not correct. The size box is going to have a child of a column because we're going to put all these items in columns, right? The text controller, the image, and so on. I'm going to stop right here and let's go ahead and save this. So awesome. You initialize the business logic, the text editing controllers, and the base layout. Next, you'll add an image and continue adding to the body property.